Hey, it's John and Mike, brew-dudes.com, and this is the pint that was promised, the viewer-submitted recipe, and this is the first one of the series. I know that we've been, we asked for recipes, we announced this series, and lo and behold, here we are with the first beer of said series. And this is coming from Charlie Gillis, who, after we said his name on the announcement video, and then I wrote to him, he's like, "No, now I'm all nervous." I'm like, "Why are you nervous?" Don't worry, if you're proud of this recipe, we're definitely going to enjoy it. So this is his Extract New England IPA, or New England Pale Ale. The gravity's a little lower than what I would say an IPA should be, but it's all right, because this is an extract. It's all about the speed to keg with me for this one, and that's why we're able to turn around really quick. The beer gods were kind when I set up that random Excel file formula to find out which one would be the first beer that I brewed. And so it was an extract brew, and it's calling for a 5-gallon US gallon batch. And he starts off with 5 gallons of store-bought RO water. I found some distilled water. I got 5 gallons of it and heated that up into my big kettle. And then we add to that, we heat it up to a certain level, and then we add 6 pounds of Pilsner or Pilsen dry malt extract. Put that in, stir it up, and get it ready to boil. Once we boil for just 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes on this. That's all we need. Just enough to, do its thing. Just to, knock out all the bugs. 10 minutes. No big deal.
Yep.
After 10 minutes, we turn off the heat and add 1 ounce of these 3 varieties. 1 ounce of Amarillo hops, 1 ounce of Citra hops, and 1 ounce of Mosaic hops. And so that goes into the kettle, and then we get the chill going. Once it's chilled down to fermentation temperatures, transferred that from my kettle into my fermenter. I would say that he actually backs in with water at the end to get to the 5-gallon mark.
Yeah.
I did not. I just put in, it was like 4 gallons. I had like a half gallon left of trube in the kettle and just put 4 gallons into the keg and carved up from there. Well, but before that, in fermentation, there's another hop charge right at between 12 and 24 hours of fermentation. We add in another ounce of Mosaic, Citra, and Amarillo. Once fermentation is done, he says 4 to 6 days. So I fermented for 6 days, transferred to a keg, threw it on CO2, and here we are, lo and behold, the Charlie Gillis New England Extract IPA. So here you go.
Yeah.
Oh, and the yeast strain. 1 packet of SO4.
SO4. Yep.
So he said, "Mike better's not, trash on the."
I've used a ton of SO4. I think I like it better than you do, but it's got a ton of fruit aroma. I mean, it's all hoppy fruit aroma. It's all that. There's a lot of like pineapple, and then maybe like mango-y. It's just
tropical
sweetness.
Fruit.
Yeah, it's all tropical.
Yep.
My wife had when I was just testing the pour off the keg earlier, she had taken a couple sniffs and a taste of it and said, "Oh wow, I get a lot of pineapple there," and I get that too. Maybe like candied orange peel. So I find it tremendously awesome that it's only that amount of hops. It just goes to show you that I think when you start getting to these zones of getting up to like 10, 12, 15, 16 ounces of hops in a 5-gallon batch, you're going over the other side and you're probably just wasting it, because there's plenty of stuff going on there. I also love the physical approach here of, because it's extract, he knows what he's doing by just saying, "I'm just going to do a 10-minute boil in case I got something in the wind." You know what I mean? Because right, there's no reason to really overdo it in this with extract. It's already been boiled, the snot out of it.
yeah.
If you're using bottled like RO or distilled water anyway, it's pretty safe that's pretty clean to begin with, but just 10 minutes should take care of anything. So you get a little bit of heat on a little bit of hops, and then adding some more hops in fermentation. I mean, I just sort of view that as, you know, a dry hop. I don't know how transformative SO4 is, but I think you're just getting now some cool addition hops in the fermentation, and it works out great.
Yep. So he typically has a starting gravity of 1050. That's with adding in water to get to that 5-gallon mark. I
was doing the math quickly in my head.
Yeah.
DME 1044, 44 points per pound. 5 pounds on 5 gallons would make you 1044 beer. So 1 extra pound, 44 divided by 5, get you in there.
Yep.
About 50, 1050.
Yep.
Right?
So 1050. I took a reading. Mine was at 1056 to start in the actual fermenter.
You said your volume was a little bit lower.
Yeah, I was just a little bit lower, and but started off with 4 gallons in the fermenter.
Yeah.
And then finishing gravity, I did not take a reading because it was all about getting into the keg. But he usually gets finished gravity between 10, 11, 10, 14. So makes sense. For the speed,
yeah. Why so fast?
I don't know. Just to have something on, on keg. But like, I'm following.
I know.
It's a viewer submitted recipe.
I hear you.
I have to follow the recipe.
All right. Recipes and process are 2 different things.
True, but I'm following his instructions.
Okay.
Attached to it. There's ingredients, the recipe, and instructions. I'm following what he does.
It's interesting because there's no hop bitterness in this whatsoever, right? And only now warmed up a little bit, a few more sips of it. There's only a little bit of raw hop bite, which is actually giving you some perceived bitterness. But yeah, there's zero. It's super smooth to drink. Right?
Yeah. He says that it's always a bit of a conundrum with this beer because it's always hazy. And you think of the soft mouthfeel of an NE IPA, but it's crisp and super drinkable for me at least. Yeah, I don't know if I'm getting crispness per se, but certainly drinkability. I could crush like 2 or 3 of these.
Yeah, easily. I think both of you guys are gonna flame me for it a little bit. I mean, I think it needs like another 3 days in the fermenter just to round it out a little bit. To be honest with you, another week in the keg, it'll probably round itself out too.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's. I mean, I absolutely do. I love it. It's super drinkable. It delivers on all the points you want for using these types of hops and achieving this type of beer. It's hazy. I mean, it's got plenty of fruit character.
All right.
It's relatively soft.
To give Charlie credit, he does not say that he starts drinking it after, like, on day 8.
Well, we have a production schedule.
That's what I'm saying, sir. Just tells me that he racks it into a keg at day 6. That's all. When he starts drinking it is a different story, but it's good on day 8.
6.5.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Or day 9, whatever this is. In any case, I hope you enjoyed our first viewer-submitted recipe. We'll do more of these as time goes on. We have to get through the Jar of Destiny. That's all coming up next month. Just a production note.
Very soon.
My Kolsch is in my refrigerator, so I actually had to bring the keg over here to Mike's place so that we could carbonate in one of his fridges because mine is filled with now a big fermenter. Kolsch, man, you want to ferment at 60 degrees Fahrenheit, and in these long hot summers, man, we have, can't do that. Can't do it. Got to actually set up the old probe thermometer and.
I can hear those Kavite guys screaming in the background already.
I want to make sure I'm using a Kolsch yeast.
Yes.
That's what I'm doing.
You can only get there with a Kolsch yeast.
True that. All right, Charlie, thanks so much.
Thank you so much. It's great beer.
Hopefully you can get some sleep at night after the videos.
Great recipe.
Good beer.
Good
Thanks for sending it in. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel because we do this kind of thing every single week. For John and Mike, brew-dudes.com. Brew on.
Cheers.